Hello, CBS Army. Today we're going to talk about a beast that has finally waken up. Lord Elrond has surpassed $200, and we're going to analyze the biggest news for Elrond and also discuss the follow-up news on Maiar exchange. And lastly, we're going to discuss the price analysis and price prediction. So let's get started. If you're new to this channel, welcome to Crypto Bazaar. In this channel, I'll recommend some of the underrated cryptocurrencies for life changing it. So if you love making money and cryptocurrencies, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Also make sure to hit the bell icon so you're constantly updated on videos. Now remember, the giveaway for 1090X tokens is still live. All you have to do is like the videos, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and follow the rest of the steps in the video description. So how is Elrond doing it? Like in the middle of this correction where Bitcoin and Ethereum have not recovered, Elrond is breaking through $200. So the biggest news associated to this is US citizens can now finally buy and invest Elrond through the Maiar app or on-ramp website. So this was a major issue in the previous months where this liquidity was not coming in from US. People who wanted to invest from US could not just do it, right? Now is the perfect time to do it. It is open, it is accessible now. And just to give a flavor on why this is very important, so moving over to the stats, just drawing a parallel to stock market, it is valued at 95 trillion globally, and 55.9% of that is attributed to US taking that share, which is roughly $53 trillion. Now imagine just a tiny fraction of that coming into crypto. So this is bigger than Elrond. If money comes into Elrond because it's accessible to US citizens, it means money coming into crypto. So this is huge in my opinion. So US market is not to be underestimated, and roughly 55 US adults have money in stock market, right? And then you can just analyze how many people will be just coming into crypto over the years now. So I strongly believe this is a very big news, and it's opening up a liquidity farm of US people coming into it finally, which was not possible earlier. Last thing I want to show you is on the Elrond Explorer. Now the price of Elrond is associated with the amount of Elrond available on exchanges versus being staked. So I just wanted to give you an example of what's going on. In the previous all-time high around the second week of April, the amount of Elrond that was stored and or more or less staked were less compared to what's currently being staked, which is roughly above 12 million. And if we compare this to the previous all-time high, which is roughly 10 to 13% more than previous all-time high, this indicates that Elrond is getting more valuable. People are buying and staking it and not keeping it on exchanges, right? So the value is going high in terms of scarcity. It's not much available on exchanges, and if it's not available on exchanges, people have to buy high, and thus it's just going to drive the price higher. Also, the amount of people that are keeping it is just growing exponentially, right? So just wanted to give this stats to help you and guide you that R1 is becoming more and more valuable, and it is here to stay. Now, the follow-up news on Maiar Dex is they announced the Battle of Years competition, which is going to be worth $100,000 to just break apart the Maiar exchange and reward it in the process, right? So the timeline of this is going to start on September 14, and it's going to stay live until 28th, right? So it's shifted now. It's been delayed. Like we were expecting Maiar Dex to come somewhere around the end of August or beginning of September. Now it seems like it's going to be delayed. It's going to be a bigger competition than we expected, and the submission is going to be analyzed by 8th of October. So instead of September and August, the Maiar Dex could be coming in October. It's okay to delay as long as you're doing it for the right thing. They're just making sure it's bulletproof. Nobody can hack it, more or less. And it's a good thing. I know it's a bit hard to delay things. It kind of turns off the investors, but I think if they're taking time delaying it, it's for the good. So that's the follow-up news. Lastly, let's talk about the price analysis and price prediction of Elrond. I have the daily chart in front of me, and this Fibonacci retracement is coming from my previous video, and I've just extended it with respect to the candles. So it has beautifully completed all of the targets in time. Like we were looking at it around 80 to 90 bucks, and it hit 90 to $100, and then it just took a correction, and it was back to all of these previously set targets, $92, $95 range, $118 range, 144, and then even hit now 192 plus, right? So it was beautifully roaming around for a few days in between 130 to 155, and then it just got up with a huge volume, like past this zero point 0.5 Fibonacci level above 155, and then beautifully consolidated here, no more movement for like a couple days around $170 range, 160, $170 range. And then there was this Bitcoin dump happen, and then everything went down. So this big dip just explains the Bitcoin dump. And then this beautiful recovery with this big volume candle that just broke this particular Fibonacci level of 179, 180, and then also the 209 for the wick, right? And now is just again going to consolidate for some time and then move again, right? Until we see the Maiar decks coming in, like officially being released. So I strongly believe it's again going to consolidate. It's nicely moving along the Fibonacci line, like it's like connecting all the tops. And ideally, we want to follow this trend, this aggressive trend towards 280, 300, and beyond, like previous all-time high and beyond, right? So if you're wondering, where could you buy it? Now, maybe you've missed Elrond and you want to buy back. So what are some of the levels to look at? So on the daily chart, the best like buying zone is this consolidation period you saw here, which is around 170 to 180, for example, right? This is a good place to buy if there's a correction. Otherwise, it could happen that it just makes this $192, $193 range as its support, and it moves up again to this Fibonacci line, right? And today it almost tried to break this resistance at $225, but it got rejected. That's okay. But this huge volume is just amazing, and it means that Elrond is back in the game. Now, if you move to the 4-hour chart, it's going to get more detailed on the consolidation that I'm recommending to buy. So this is the area for the best possible Elrond for now. And then if it doesn't, like this trend line going for the Fibonacci and then this 192, 993 support, this could happen that it takes a consolidation and a bit of correction till the support and then breaks to 225 beyond and 246. Now, these are the two scenarios. It could come down to this or this level before shooting again. So there's still a point of entry to be made in the coming days and hours. So just wait for it and enter. Now, what ideally I would like to see from Elrond is to break these two resistances, like 226, 225, and 246. Now, if it manages to break these previously set resistances, we're talking about all-time high, a new all-time high, which could be as much as this. If this project this is going till 300 plus, 280, 300 plus. Again, I can't be sure of where exactly it's going to land, because this is going to enter into price discovery if it just breaches the all-time high, right? And then it could just reach as high as 280 or 300 even. And ideally, we want it to go so aggressive that it lines up to the target of $1,000 in a matter of a year or two, right? So that's my prediction, $1,000 at least. But in the short term, in the medium term, we're looking at breaking the previous all-time high, at least in my humble opinion, when this is aligned with Maiar exchange and US coming into play. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen in a day. It's going to take consolidation, a couple of days, couple of hours. But these are some of the point of entries that you can look into and hold till it does it. All right. So that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if Elrond is going to make a new all-time high, and I'll see you in the next one.